Good evening. I say evening, it's approaching 6 o'clock-ish, half 5, 6 o'clock. I've come out down to the coast. At Heartland Quay. Gonna do a little overnight backpack down by the coast. Not really for walking purposes, more for trialling a different tent that I'm using today that I've just acquired. So I'm going to walk for about an hour and a half, get down to a section of the coast. Just pause that for a minute. Okay, I'll try again. Rudely interrupted by those dirt bikers. Yeah, I'm trialling a different tent today. It's got a few advantages over my regular Nordisk, and it might have a couple of disadvantages as well, so we will see. But I'll go into that in full detail later when I find a pitch. And with all these motorcyclists today, disturbing the peace, tranquility of this beautiful location. Yeah, so I'll be putting the new tent up for the first time. I'll tell you exactly what it is in due course, and hopefully go through some of the pros and cons with you. And then it's a night by the coast. It's going to be a clear night. There's supposed to be meteor showers tonight. Whether I'll see any of those or not, I don't know. And then I'll be up early back to the car tomorrow, and just a short little scotch. Okay, right, I'm on my way. I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.
I don't want to sit around and wait. Thin skin, I'm underwater. Is this really happening? You stay silent, you don't mind. Happiness or dollar signs to you. What about not stealing anyone's time? Anyone's time. I vow to always be fearless and far out, for days, weeks and years to come.
Still a bit of mud around. 20th of July, and just for my own records, July has been terrible this year. 3 weeks into it tomorrow, and there's not been a lot of great weather. In fact, this weekend it's going to be absolutely horrendous. It's got 2 days of really heavy rain coming. So this is one of the few opportunities I had for a little getaway. Even if it is only one very, very short overnighter. Gabby, oh, the trials and tribulations of that girl. But needless to say, she's not ready yet for coming out, and she's just so frustrated. She she's now seeing a private physio who have much better equipment and processes and time to spend on her knee, but everybody, that's on top of the NHS hydrotherapy and physio, but everybody seems to be coming to the same conclusion that the surgery hasn't worked, her knee still won't lock out. So if you try and walk without locking your knee, it's very painful and very unorthodox and uncomfortable. So she's probably going to need more surgery, but we don't know when that will happen. This private physio, it's a practice. They work with the NHS. In fact, they were recommended by the NHS. And they're ex-NHS, but as I say, they have a lot more gizmos and gadgets and stuff, ultrasounds and electronic stimulation, etc. So she's had an initial meeting with them, which included a massage, and she's now booked up for, I think, 6 sessions. She's had her first today. It's obviously costing money, but it's not unreasonable in the circumstances if they think it will help. So yeah, she's still in no fit state. She's desperate to come out, and we might try and find somewhere where she can literally hobble to, and we'll have a night's wild camping, because she really enjoys that and she's really missing it. So yeah, I wish you were here next time, definitely. But yeah, it's going to be a long haul, absolute nightmare it is. So, and he's well and truly shot to ribbons, so fingers crossed. Keep informed. Speak to you soon. Oh dear. Still on the road here, done about two and a bit miles. Soon you get to Elmscott, and then it's about 3/4 of a mile to the coast. Then the fun starts, trying to find a pitch. Because I'm only camping for one night, very briefly, hello. It means my pack can reflect that, in that I haven't brought my water filter, haven't brought any clothing other than what I've got on. I'll put it back on in the morning. Food, I've got minimal food. Got a couple of litres of water, but it does mean I can carry things like my stove and tea making, drink making facilities, so I can enjoy a cup of coffee tonight or hot chocolate. And I've also brought my little camping seat, which is a luxury, and I wouldn't take it if I was on a long distance trek. But as I say, for one night and not much walking, I mean, I'm literally only walking about 6 miles split between evening and morning, so I can manage a little seat. I've also brought some binoculars, so maybe I'll see some birds, probably more likely tomorrow morning than this evening. So yeah, this pack is Gets quite full quite easily though. It's not as capacious as my Osprey, but it does mean I limit what I carry because it doesn't have the capacity, which is always a good thing. But I'm not doing this in a minimalist way, carrying a few little extras. I've got a sleeping bag and a duvet tonight because the temperatures aren't great for this time of the year, so I just don't want to get cold. I probably won't need it, but again, for one night only. Yeah, looking forward to seeing how the new tent performs. As I say, much more to come on that. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.
Talking, what are words when there's no intention? Oh hey, do you ever think about me? Underwater, is this really happening? Happiness or dollar signs to you? I vow to always be fearless and far out for days, weeks, and years to come. I cut the strings, calling all of the things that awaits me. Dreamer, come back. Sometimes it's gotta take time. Sometimes it's gotta take time. I vow to always be fearless and far out for days, weeks, and years to come. I cut the strings, calling all of the things that awaits me. Dreamer, come back. I don't wanna sit around and wait.
Finding a place to wild camp is quite tricky on this section. I've wrecked a few places now and none of them are really ideal, so I'll keep trying, but I don't want to be on the path because people come through at all times on the path, and I've got to be off the path really and just out of the way and a bit discreet. So yeah, we'll keep trying anyway. This is the tent. It's the Marmot Tungsten Ultralight 2-person poles, bag. I've literally not even taken it out of the bag yet, so putting it up could be interesting, could be entertaining. I'm not going to do it just yet. It's only 7:30. I'll probably wait another half an hour. But just to tell you a little bit about this tent. Ultralight. It's 1.34 kilos it says, and it's a typical American style tent, similar to ones made by Big Agnes, Exped, Sea to Summit. And the way that differs from European tents such as Hilleberg, Nordisk, Fjallraven, even the British manufacturer whose name eludes me now. These tents tend to be freestanding in that the poles go to each corner in a cross with a crossbar, or a brow pole as they call them, and you can literally move the tent around to whatever pitch you want and then peg it down. And it's a mesh interior, totally mesh interior, and then the fly sheet goes over the top and you attach that to the poles that way. Whereas the European tents that are named just now, they tend, not all, they tend to be put up with the fly and the inner connected, and they go up a little bit easier, I'd say, and they certainly, in bad weather, it's favourable to do that. But the reason I wanted to try a slightly different tent, because that's how my Nordisk tents go up. So you can put them up in bad weather and the inner doesn't get rained on. But I wanted something with the mesh interior, totally mesh interior, because my little Nordisk, as good as it is, as lightweight as it is, etc., it is bad for condensation, and you can't really get any air flowing through it. And you know, on a still night, it just soaks up water like a sponge. It actually gets, I've said it before, it seems to get more wet on a dry night than it does when it's raining, ridiculous as that seems. So I wanted to try something with a bit more flow through it, so as not to get that condensation issue. We'll see. Condensation is a bit scientific. It's not just purely about the type and nature of the tent. Atmospheric conditions obviously have a lot to do with it. The other thing that I wanted was something with just a little bit more room inside. This has got double vestibules, and it is more of a two-man tent. It'd be snug, but Gabby and I could easily camp in this, and we'd have a vestibule each. We wouldn't have to climb over each other to get in and out, etc. And the Nordisk, that's around about a kilo, just under. This is about 400 grams more. As lovely and compact as it is, it's compact inside as well. So, and you just don't have the headroom. This has great headroom. I can sit up in this. Well, I hope so anyway. As I say, I've not put it up yet, but yeah, I should be able to sit up in this and enjoy the sunset, etc. So yeah, that's the reason why I bought it. I wanted a bit more room inside, and I wanted to see if I could get around the condensation. The fly sheet is silicone coated, like most of them are now, but this is a polyester rather than a nylon, and this doesn't stretch or sag when it gets wet, and it doesn't hold that condensation in the same way that silicone nylon does. So we'll see. Fingers crossed it'll be a good experience. I found a pitch here that isn't amazing, but it's going to have to do for tonight. Probably could do with a ground sheet for this. I haven't got one yet, but I think I will, because if you're wild camping, you tend to camp on rough scrubby ground, which doesn't do the tent much good in the long term. So we'll see. It's DAC poles, it's silicon nylon, it's mesh interior. It's bigger, but at the same time it does scrunch up quite well, and it's only 400 grams more. And if I get those advantages out of it that I'm hoping for, then 400 grams I can live with that. So fingers crossed. When I do start to put it up, I'll turn the camera on again so you can watch the joke or the debacle that is me trying to put a tent up for the first time. Okay, speak to you soon. So this is a spot. It's a bit scrubby, but we'll see how it looks. But this is how close I am to the edge, down the cliff. So if the tent gets blown away tonight, I can't imagine me heading down there to collect it. That's the word. It's a nice night, nice evening. The fields beyond are full of cows. It's just a lovely spot. I'm looking forward to it.
Vitamins and history books, psychology and a different way to look at it all. 'Cause my perspective is broken. If suffering's a way to earn your keep, I better start putting miles on my feet. But I'm so tired of wandering. Yeah, I'm lost, but I'm living. Yeah, I'm lost. Can I be forgiven? I thought by now pain would be my friend. I know that discomfort was a means to an end, but I'm lying in a warm bed. No, I'm lost, but I'm living. Cannot be forgiven. Claustrophobic and comfortable. I smother myself in what I know. I'm claustrophobic and comfortable. I smother myself in what I know. Yeah, I'm lost, but I'm living. No, I'm lost. Can I be forgiven? Can I
So that's it. It's called wasabi green, that colour. More like Shrek green, I'd say, or something less tasteful than that. I don't know how well that's gone up, because it's not a level pitch for a start. You just tighten the fly sheet with this. Let's put this down a sec. That's it. It's got two vestibules. One's bigger than the other, which is fine. It's got a little vent here that I think we'll open up for now. There you go. There you go. You can guy it out here. I've got a load of guy ropes with it. Don't think it'll need it tonight because actually the wind's going to drop, but you can guy it out here along each of the legs, but it's pretty big. I think I'm definitely sleeping on a slope tonight, but for first attempt on an uneven pitch, I'll take it.
All around there's no one but you. Here, hold my heart. Stranger sound gets around us too. In between our sparks, you come and go like a monsoon rain. You hide and show like a lightning bolt. You have it all. I go red when you're sitting nearby. I'm like a young child. Oh, it's silly how time just flies when we play and you hide. You come and go like a monsoon rain. You hide and show like a lightning bolt. You have it all. And there's no one but you, no one. There's no one but you, no one.
Some of the other features I like about this tent are the pre-bent poles, which give more height at head and foot end rather than it sloping onto your feet and your feet touching the inner, which touches the outer. So you can see that a bit better. Oh, it's bent. And the poles are also held in place with a little bit of Velcro, a bit fiddly, but effective, simple and effective. And I think that's what this tent is all about. It's no frills really, but it's well designed. Time will tell whether it's robust. It's probably not. It's no more than a 3-season tent, but it ticks a lot of the boxes that I like, which is spacious. It was quite easy to put up in the end, really. Still only really 6 pegs that you have to peg out. I've not put any guy ropes on, but I could do, but I don't think I need to tonight. You can see Lundy there in the horizon, I hope. Cracking little spot this. Not too bad at all. I would like the ground sheet, I think, the footprint, just to protect against rough ground, and there's plenty of insects crawling around in it. I'm just brewing a coffee now and getting ready for a lovely sunset, I think. So yeah, there's just loads of little interesting features. This up here is just it's for your torch, and it just softens the light from your torch to give a bit more of an ambient light. And there's a couple of pockets either side. They're okay. And there's easily space for 2 beds. Easily space for 2 beds, and obviously you can see this quite large vestibule. So all in all, I know it's very, very early days, but yeah, I like it. I really like it.
All around there's no one but you. Here, hold my heart. Stranger sound gets around us too. In between our sparks, you come and go like a monsoon rain. You had a show like a lightning bolt. You come and go like a monsoon rain. You had a show like a lightning bolt. You had a show. You had a show like a lightning bolt.
So the height in here with me set up is quite phenomenal, really, for a little person like me, but I can't sit up in my other tent. And the steepness of those walls where your feet are, just fantastic. And the view ain't so bad either. So no complaints so far. Bit cloudier than I expected this morning. Should be okay. It's the odd drop of rain, but not too bad. Right, it's about 6:25, so gotta get gotta get up and about. So There's Shrek. Sun's coming up. It's going to break through the black clouds. Tent is pretty good. Not a drop of condensation on it. It's always a bonus. Didn't have a great night's sleep. Not entirely the fault of the tent, I have to say. Just couldn't get my head angle in the pillow comfortable, but it's an ongoing problem of mine. Tent fabric is quite noisy. Not overly, but you can hear it moving around. Plenty of space in there. No problem in that respect. Wasn't cold at all. Cows are where they were last night. I did get up in the night once. Didn't see any meteors, I'm afraid. But yeah, on the whole, quite a nice experience. Whether you can see a little guy there, I was pointing the camera at, just been having a chat with him. First person I've seen. He's up early, camped at Stoke Barton. He's walking to Bude today. He started at Minehead, so he's just going to see how far he goes. I always like to have a little chat with fellow coast path walkers. He's got a savage day tomorrow, weather-wise, but he said if he gets to Bude today, he might hole out in Bude because he is camping. just have a day off, because there's one thing for sure, you can't walk in torrential rain all day. It's hard enough as it is, this walk. It's always nice to have a chat with, good to see folk doing it. Set off late in the year, to be fair. It's got another month to go. All done, just checking that I've not left anything. I think the only rubbish I'm taking out is that coffee bag. Nice spot that, might come back again when Gabby's feeling a bit fitter. Just about enough flat ground to get on. Bit cloudy where the sun is today, but no complaints. A couple of miles back now and on my way.
Come around, lay down your telephone. Oh, we don't know, we think we're broken or alone. It's not true, not for me, not for you.
There she is, unscathed. Other than a few birds, I've used it for target practice. Oh. It's always a bit of a climb up there from Heartland Quay. Right, that's it. Just under 2 miles this morning. just about 9 o'clock, so made good time. Right, so the purpose of this little overnighter was to see what I thought about the Marmot Tungsten 2-person ultralight tent, and for a night away, calm night, dry night, obviously I can't have too many complaints. There wasn't a drop of condensation on the tent, which is a big tick for me, and going forward that's something that will probably need testing a little bit more, but overall that was one of my intentions. The other thing was the space. Wanted a bit more space, and for one person it's almost too big. It's huge. Definitely would accommodate 2 people, so that'll be the next test. Yeah, it seemed very nicely put together. I mean, it's DAC poles. Somebody on the internet had said the poles are very fragile, but they're the same DAC green poles that I use on a couple of my other tents. Not that I haven't had a snap pole before, but again, they didn't come under any stress last night, so I've no idea whether they're fragile or not. But I will say the inner tent, whilst it was definitely a little bit draftier, but that's okay. I've no issue with that. If it keeps the condensation down, that's great. The mesh was very fine mesh, almost like ladies' stockings. It's that fine. So I think going forward on a long trip of say a couple of weeks maybe, you know, there could be some issues there. I mean, it's all supposition at the moment because it's not really been tested, but it just feels a little bit more fragile than all my other inners, which have modest amounts of mesh in them. So next time there might be a few ladders in there, like as I say, a lady's stocking, but it works, it's functional, it's built for the American market, which has long dry summers. Putting it up and down was actually a lot easier than I thought. Not quite as simplistic as my Nordisk, which literally goes up in 2 minutes. But yeah, the stuff sack was nice and big, so when I rolled it up, not in a great way, it went in no problem, and then squash it down from there. Yeah, it's well designed, so at this moment in time, no issues whatsoever. In fact, I really like it, but over the longer term I would wonder how robust it is. But it's ultralight, you can't have everything. Every tent is a compromise one way or another. You can get a Hilleberg and pay a lot of money, and they're usually pretty heavy, but they're built to last. Or you can get something like this, which was really good value. I got it at a discount, and it served its purpose perfectly. For summer camping, no issues whatsoever. 3-season, I don't know. And 4-season, no way. But on the whole, really pleased, really enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hope it's been useful for you. It's a good tent, it's good value. Look it up, I got it from Alpine Trek, and they did have it's discounted, and then they had a further 10% discount as well, so I don't know whether that still applies, but on that basis, really good value. Thanks for watching, hope it's been useful, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.
Life is so easy.